The following is a conversation with His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, recorded on the 9th of July, 1973, in London, England.
At the present moment, the world situation is not very good. And it will deteriorate more and more if they do not take to Krishna consciousness or God. When you think Krishna, that means God.
Yeah.
What is your idea of God?
Everything.
Huh?
It seems, I've thought of it, of course, many times, as every intelligent person has, but it's my idea of God is the consciousness of the whole world, of all that we could possibly envisage. Its consciousness is, that's God, and we're the little bits of it. But would you tell me?
Complete in everything. That is the conception of God. Complete in power, complete in knowledge, complete in beauty, complete in opulence, everything complete. That is the conception of God. Everything complete. There is no scarcity. Everything complete, unlimited. So, what is your idea of this material creation? Material means so much land, so much water, so much air, so much fire. So who created this?
God created it, and it seems to be the aspect of God that we are attached to.
Huh?
But I'd rather you told me something.
This material world is like an aspect of God that we are attached to, but the God behind we don't know.
Yeah. That is our foolishness, that we do not know that behind this material cosmic manifestation there is God. That information we get from Bhagavad Gita. Maya dakshena prakriti siyati sanchalachalam. That means this cosmic manifestation is creation of God. The vast water is created by God. The vast land is created by God. Do you believe in that?
Yes.
That's nice. So, if everything is created by God, then when you create something, is it your property or God's property?
Of God's.
That's it.
Yeah. But it feels like it when one creates it, one's surprised and didn't know what it was going to be like and cannot claim it.
No.
However,
God supplies the ingredient.
Mm-hmm.
That just like you are working on stone, where supplied the stone?
Yes, this I can understand.
Yeah.
Because
then you are working on the stone with your intelligence, and who has supplied the intelligence? In this way, if we consider that everything belongs to God, therefore the result must be given to Him. This is Krishna consciousness.
sometimes one gets in the way. Sometimes when one's own wishes intrude, one can spoil what's being made by trying to put one's own ideas at the wrong time.
Yeah.
But at other times, even with somebody as bad at it as me, something else does come through, doesn't it? What should be there, one senses and stands back and lets it come.
Sometimes it is not successful.
When we try artificially to impose our idea on something, let's say a sculpture, sometimes we make a mistake, it comes out not good.
That mistake is your responsibility.
Yeah.
Because at the present moment, as I told you, we are acting according to our whim. So if there is mistake, then I am responsible.
Sometimes they call inspiration. They say, "Oh, I've been inspired," and they create something beautiful by automatically almost. What is that inspiration?
That inspiration means you created an idea that I want to do like that, and because you are persistent to act, so God helps you. All right, and that is inspiration. But you are responsible. God gives you, you are persistent that I must have it. All right, do it. That is inspiration. We should not do that. Unless it is desired by God, we should not act anything. That is bhakti. Anna vilasita sunnam jnana karmadana anukullena krishnanusana. Anna vilasita sunnam. You should not have any reason for your satisfaction. Then it is God's response. Jnana karmadana.
What if there is some desire to make something beautiful to give to Krishna? If one wants to be...
Well, Krishna will accept not from any ordinary man, unless you are devotee. If you think that I shall do something for Krishna without having any relationship with Krishna, how Krishna will accept it? Krishna accepts only from the devotee. He does not accept anything from anyone else. He is not in want. He is not in want. He is complete in himself. But when a devotee gives him love and faith, he accepts. All right. Thank you. That is another thing. Otherwise, he doesn't require anything from you. What beautiful thing you can give to Krishna. He can create 1,000 times beautiful things. What power you have got. Why should you desire like that? But if you are devotee, either it is beautiful or ugly, it doesn't matter. If you give to Krishna in good faith, he will accept. It doesn't matter. That is stated in the Bhagavad Gita. Patram puspam phalam tuyam jumi bhaktya prajachati. He doesn't require anything. But bhaktya, in devotion and love, if anyone offers, even little leaf, little flower, tadaham asnami, I accept. A little flower and little leaf, what benefit he will do to Krishna are limited. But he says, still I accept, because it is offered in faith and devotion. So there is a different thing.
It's funny too, when David went to see the Queen one day, he took 15 of our small rubies. They're not worth much compared to her crown jewels.
Oh yes, certainly.
But he told her that they were like, she said, well, what shall I do with them? And he said, well, consider them, Your Majesty, like flowers offered to you by one of your subjects. And she became very pleased to see it like that.
Yeah. What is the value of those jewels to her? But if some citizen offers in good faith and love, she accepts.
Is it right thinking to think that one, although one can't give anything, Krishna of course has everything, should one not praise him?
No.
Because
You should praise him, certainly.
well,
That is bhakti. That is bhakti.
because
Yes.
what I
Bhaktya mam avijanati javan yasyam. Take prasad. Prasadam prapti matrena bhuktabam. Which is halwa.
yes.
If the monarch becomes ideal, it will be very nice.
Yeah. I'm making also the new coins for this country, and they were thinking of leaving off the words fid def, which means in Latin defender of the faith, and I refused to do it if they left that off the coin, because it's the most important. It means she's it acknowledges that she is the although it's only a tradition, but she's the defender of the faith of the people. And they said, oh, this is just now archaism, but I've got them to keep it in. To praise, I feel, and I may be wrong, I was going to ask you, when I make a piece of sculpture the other day I made 2 dancing figures. They were just a boy and a girl dancing. But I felt that this was praising God, because these were as God, I tried to make them as God had made them, and in joy and just simple but happy. And is this presumptuous, or is this right to try to praise the creation by making sculpture?
Oh yes.
That's all right. Yeah. Because one sometimes feels that one doesn't know enough about it to do this, you know.
Better than that is to praise the Creator.
This sculpting is such a nice art. They're very fortunate someone has such a skill.
You can sculpt so many pastimes of God, Krishna. In India, the sculptors used to do like that.
There's no great art that isn't religious, that isn't to do about God. There's art about man is already debased, isn't it? This must be. But I feel that if people like me, the ordinary people making ordinary things, if it is praising nature, because nature is an aspect of God, isn't it?
Yes.
And a pure one, not spoiled. That's what I tell myself. What I mean is, if one makes a bird, if it has the feeling that because Krishna breathed life into it and made it, and if one can reproduce this and get the spirit of it, that's praising.
Yes, that is also indirect praising, but you can praise him directly.
I think part of the trouble with our modern age is that no one has any information about God. So
They do not know what is God.
Yeah, they can't praise him directly because they don't know what he looks like or what he does.
What is this behind the halwa? Something is coming out white.
Cream.
Oh, they probably put cream in.
Oh.
It's all right.
Very good. Thank you. Lovely.
So, how do you like our philosophy?
How do I like it?
Our philosophy.
I like it, admire it very much. I don't know very much
No,
about it, but it's...
one day or 1 minute, how can you know? But our basic principles of philosophy.
Yeah. I was more or less brought up, my mother told me when I was very small that the Bhagavad Gita was the most important book in the world. And the Upanishads and the Vedas.
Oh, you're fortunate.
So, I've always known that it was true, but one's knowledge is very shallow. It's always felt true, is what I mean. Because an artist, a sculptor goes more by feeling than by thinking. Also, one can tell a little bit about your teaching by the people one knows who are taught. I know Sam and I know George, and they've changed. George has grown much more than the others. But I knew them when they were very young, And George now has gained enormously in spiritual stature.
He is a very intelligent boy.
Oh yes, but he now is wise as well as just clever.
He is fortunate.
David has said that he would like to spend some time, a day or something, making also your form into stone. Is that right?
Well, what I have take the point. I have no objection. Some of our artists may paint this picture. I liked it very much.
It's a very good photo.
Yes.
It was taken in such a way so that the cart looks like it is almost as tall as Nelson's skull. Very apple fish eyelids.
Very clever person who has thought up this idea. It's come from the far next door.
So I am very glad that you have come and have taken prasadam with us.
Thank you, sir.
And you had very good talks also. I am very glad. I think I am eating more here. Is it not?
Yes.
I could not eat. Is it clear?
And it's not causing any trouble either.
At least not yet.
Not yet.
That means I must have improved. Otherwise I am eating. I could not eat.
It's nice talk. Sublime. Sublime.
The subject matter is sublime.
If one tries to praise the Creator by directly with his ability, how does he know what to?
There are so many standard prayers.
By his work.
Yes. To glorify God means they glorify the nature also. Just like here is a poem in Brahman. Jassa prabha prabhavatu jagadanda koti koti svasesha vasudhati vibhuti vinnam tad brahma niskalamanantamasesha bhutam govindamadi purusham tamam bhajami. Now, the whole creation is there. Jassa prabha prabhavatu, on account of the bodily rays of Govinda, which is called Brahma Jyoti. It's like on account of the sunshine, the whole universe is existing. So similarly, there is a sign, bodily shining, which is called Brahma Jyoti. So when the Brahma Jyoti is there, then innumerable universes are created. Jasya prabha prabhavatu. When the effulgence, Brahmajyoti is there, innumerable universes are created. Jasya prabha prabhavatu jagadanna koti. Jagadanna means universe. Koti, universe. Jasya prabha prabhavatu jagadanna kotishu vasudhadi vibhuti vinnam. And in each universe is innumerable number of planets. And each planet has got different atmosphere. Now the whole universe is described. Govindamani Purusamdava. Just suppose the beginning, whose effulgence has created, that means simultaneously you praise his creation, at the same time you get the universal knowledge. How many universes are there, how they are situated, what is the atmosphere, everything, you get a glimpse of idea at the same time. Govindamani Purusamdava. This is the way.
You see, in the creation of God, it also traces back to the Creator.
Yeah.
Okay.
Creation means the Creator. Just like when I see the picture of so many sculptors. So, who has done it? I come to David. To appreciate the creation means you have to come to the point appreciating the Creator. Otherwise it is not finished. Or your knowledge is imperfect still. So these scientists, they are simply trying to study the creation. They have no knowledge about the Creator. That is the defect. Neither do they try, neither they can understand. They are so foolish and poor fond of knowledge. They should try to understand the Creator also. Then the knowledge is perfect. Just like the scientists, they are theorizing that life began from matter, chemicals. But where from the chemicals came? There is insufficient knowledge. They said chemicals exist. We have no such experience. Just like we ate some puris, puris had to be created. Not that existed. It is existing, but when I require, I have to create it. A good example. The chemicals, where from the chemicals came? That is answered in the Bhagavad Gita. In this way you have to study. Simply to study the creation, that is imperfect knowledge. When you come to the Creator, then it is perfect. It's like if you see simply his sculptures, so many things, that is not perfect knowledge. Why this book is David way? Now you go to the Creator. And all appreciation is there. Credit is given there, and that is perfect. Otherwise you see only stones are there, figures are there. But when you study that this is the creation of such and such artist, sculptor, and he is such and such, then that is perfect. Study.
Just like by my knowing David, it's very easy to understand his sculpture.
Yeah.
But someone who's just seeing his sculpture, they don't know what...
That is not perfect knowledge.
They don't know what he's done.
Yes. That is not perfect knowledge. Perfect knowledge is when you understand the Creator. What do you think?
I think, yes. I'm not sure that the analogy, I think with the greatest well, it is true, because with the greatest sculpture one that does get to the full understanding, but if one really understands the universe, well, one would see God, I suppose.
No.
No.
You have to penetrate. You have to understand who has created this universe.
Yes. But if a great artist was no longer alive, people would still
God is not like that, no longer.
I know, that's what I mean. The analogy falls down now, doesn't it? Yeah.
God is not like that.
But you're saying that it's better to first penetrate and understand God, then understand the universe.
Yes, that is perfect.
Before trying to understand God by the universe. Yeah.
And science almost denies the existence of God in order to exist, doesn't it?
That is a rascal. These rascals say like that. Anyone who denies the existence of God, he is rascal number one. Immediately. And anyone, he may be a great scientist or philosopher, let him come. If he says that I don't believe in God, then I shall prove that you are rascal number one. That I shall prove.
We'll bring you some scientists.
Yes. So many scientists, psychologists, philosophers came to me.
But the greatest scientists are the humblest.
Yes, that is real knowledge. When one becomes humbler, oh, God is so great. That is real scientist. I think Professor Einstein, he admitted.
Yes, he said that I want to know how God created the universe.
Yes.
Everything else is
That
details.
means he is still thinking my knowledge is imperfect because I do not know about law. That is real scientist.
Just studying one small part of God's creation
Oh yes.
is
You see how nicely God has created this flower. How nice artist he is, how he has put the collar exactly to the same point. So there is no hand. This is foolishness. It is going on. There is hand of God, but how his hand is working we do not know. That is explained in the Vedas. Parasa Shakti Vividhaiva Sriyat. He has got so subtle power that it is working, but we are saying that it is automatically being done. But it is working. It is working. Just like we work to paint one flower, we require a brass collar and so many things. Similarly, he also requires. But his requirements are supplied so quickly that we see it is being automatic. That is it. Because he is so perfect and unlimited that his working capacity we cannot follow. These are explained in the Upanishad, that God has no leg, but he can go so fast that nobody can compete. These are the statesmen and the Upanishad. That he goes so fast that nobody can compete. Nobody can go with him. That is God's energy. So when it is said God has no leg, that means he has no this imperfect leg. He has got so perfect leg that nobody can walk with him. This is the idea. Not that God has no leg. He has got leg, but not this rascal leg. After walking 3 miles, that's finished. Not like that. Not like that. Pashyati achakshu. He sees, but he has no eyes. These are the statesmen in the Vedas. He has no eyes. Just like we have got eyes, but you cannot see beyond this wall. But he can see everyone's heart, what he is thinking, what he is doing, everything. You cannot hide anything from his seeing. Pasati, that is his seeing. Pasati achakhu. As soon as we hear something seeing, immediately understand the relative term that one must have eyes to see. When the Veda says achakhu, immediately warns that don't think God has got eyes like you. Because as soon as we think of eyes, we think of our eyes. We cannot think that there can be eyes which can penetrate everywhere. We cannot think of that. And therefore they become impersonalist. Because we rascals, when we think of God's personality, we think of our personality. So we are imperfect, therefore how God can be person? He must be just opposite. Imperfect knowledge. They cannot think, these impersonalists, that God is personal, but all his bodily construction is perfect. Sachidananda Vigraha, Ishara Parama Krishna, Sachidananda Vigraha. That they can think. That means poor fundamental knowledge. The imperson cannot think that having eyes, how one can see everything all at a time, past, present and future. But that is impossible by us, because we have got imperfect eyes. Therefore they conclude, no eyes. He must do without eyes. Imperfect knowledge.
So, if God is a person with eyes, legs, he stays in one place?
But again, the same, you are comparing with yourself. Because your person can stay in one place only. That means you are simply comparing the personality of Godhead with your personality. That you have to forget. He stays everywhere. Golokayava nivasati akhilatma bhuta. Therefore you have to consult the authoritative Vedic literature. This answer is there. Golokayava nivasati. He is living in Goloka Vrindavan. Still he is everywhere. You cannot think of. You are in this apartment, you are not in your office. But Krishna, although he is in Goloka Vrindavan, he is everywhere, in everyone's heart. He is seeing everything. And that you cannot imagine. How it is possible? That means you want to compare with your, this foolish, imperfect personality with God's personality. That is our difference. He is distinct from our personality, but he is a person. Yeah. Nitya nityanam chetana chetananam eka ju bahunam vidudhati kaman. He is also a person like us. He is also a living entity like us. But what is the difference? He is the maintainer, we are maintained. How many persons you can maintain? A family of 2 children and 1 wife, you are embarrassed. And he is maintaining everything. Ekaja bahunam vidudhati. Any one of the entities, he is supplying food, everyone. He is supplying food, the ants within the hole of your room. There are thousands of ants. You are not supplying food. How they are getting food? Similarly, you go to the African jungle. There are thousands and millions of elephants. They eat one at a huge fan. He is giving food. Ekaja bahunam vidudhati kaman. In the air, within the water, there are so many living entities. In the air there are so many living entities. On the land there are so many living entities. Everywhere. How is feeling? That is the distinction between God's personality and our personality. We are embarrassed to maintain a family of 4 or 5 members, and he is maintaining the whole family of living entities. Not only one planet, there are innumerable planets, and not only innumerable planets, one universe, there are innumerable universes. And these, all this taken together, this is 1/4 creation of God. So 3/4 creation of the spiritual world. Just imagine how big it is. All of them being maintained by that one. This is the difference. So, ego jivahunang vidadhati kama. This is the distinction. Hare Krishna. So you can at any time visit our temple, you can understand, try to understand the conception of God. We shall try to explain. But we can, at least so far our knowledge is concerned, we have got a clear conception of God. What is meant by God. Therefore we do not accept the so-called dogs as God. No. So many people come, I am God, I am God. We kick on their face, we don't accept. We don't accept such cheap gods. God is one and is all powerful. That is our concept. We are all servants of God. If anyone says that I am servant of God, he is welcome. He is my master. The servant of God is my master. And if anyone claims to become God, I kick on his face. This is all. Because he is pretender, cheater. He should be punished immediately. So there are other papers also published. You have seen? No.
Are there other papers? There's all the pictures inside that, isn't there?
You saw inside the pictures?
Huh?
You saw inside the pictures?
But this picture is...
The other pictures were quite revealing too, because they showed Englishmen, Indian people, foreigners, everyone.
Everyone, yeah. And they declared that we have distributed free prasad.
Yes. To all and sundry.
Yes.
We'll try to get the photograph of that original photograph. From the paper.
That was very nice.
We can use it in our magazine. Cover photo.
Yes.
Make it a cover photo for a magazine.
Arrival on Nansen.
Yeah, arrival on Nansen. Just before, maybe 2 months ago, the boy who was in charge of Rath Yatra, Mahavishnu, he was in so much torment because where was the money going to come from to create such an extravaganza? He wanted to have the best festival ever made. And suddenly he got a letter in the mail. Your aunt has died, has left you 8,000 pounds. So with that money, he has spent everything for Krishna, just to glorify him. He even printed the magazine and everything.
His aunt's money has been properly utilized. What is that?
You'll translate?
Translation? Yes, everything is ready. Who has taken that Chaitanya Charitamrita?
Must have been from the...
He has not come back?
Yes, he's returned. We tried to sell you a coin today, but it's only worth 3 or 4 pounds.
That's not bad.
We went to...
1 rupee.
Yeah, that's not bad for 1 rupee.
Yeah.
So there's this mint 1835 rupee piece. Show it, Dave.
Indian rupee.
Indian rupee. And we thought it might be pretty valuable. So old, more than 100 years.
Mm-hmm.
We went to 3 places. They all said 3, 4 pounds.
So highest bid, what?
Highest bid I got was 1 pound. He said if it was in mint condition, we'd get 2 pounds.
Yes.
He said if it was in perfect condition, mint condition, then he would give me 2 pounds. But in this condition, only 1 pound. He brought out many samples of old rupees with different people on them.
You said 3 pounds?
He told me. He said 2, 3. It's only worth 2, 3 pounds.
One man said 3 pounds.
So why don't you sell to that?
If we travel around, if we go around the city, we could probably get 4 pounds for it somewhere.
No, get the best price and sell it.
All right.
I don't want any antique.
Yeah. When David was commissioned by the Queen's husband, Duke of Edinburgh, he went before a committee of the Duke, and how many details?
12.
He won the competition over many others for that privilege to make the coins. And his point was that the Queen Mother, or the Queen on the coin, it should not be false representation. It should be as she is, depicted as she is. And they did not agree. But then he showed her. He showed them an old British coin. What year was it?
Yes, well, Queen Elizabeth I, a gold coin, very beautiful one. And I said this was a work of art, and I showed them. It's a very beautiful thing. And I said I could do you one like that. So I said I got the job. He was very annoyed.
East India Company, it says on it.
Yes.
So the coins were given out by the East India Company.
Yes, first of all, the Britishers went there as East India Company to have trade connection.
Disguise. So we should sell it for any price?
Yes. Formerly, people could purchase any amount of coins from the currency.
From who?
From the currency, government currency.
Government.
Any amount of coins. In our childhood, even when we were young men, India, generally, they like Guinea gold, British Guinea, what is called? Pound.
1 pound. 1 pound, 1
So in India it was available, any amount. You pay price and take, and they would melt it and make ornament. That Guinea gold. There was no restriction. You can purchase any amount.
Why
But
so?
they have lost all gold. There is no gold, simply paper. That's all. Simply blessing. Yes, you'll get money. But you'll never get.